Have you ever wondered if there are places so breathtaking they can completely change the way you see the world? Hidden among towering mountains, crystal clear coastlines, ancient cities, and untouched wilderness are countries that seem almost too beautiful to be real. Some have inspired explorers for centuries. Others remain surprisingly overlooked. But choosing the 10 countries everyone should visit at least once isn't simply about famous landmarks. It's about unforgettable experiences that stay with you forever. From landscapes that feel like another planet to cultures that have shaped human history, these destinations represent the very best our world has to offer. And while some choices may surprise you, one country stands above them all. Portugal may be one of Europe's smaller countries, but what it lacks in size, it makes up for with extraordinary diversity. Along its western coastline, powerful Atlantic waves crash against dramatic cliffs that have been sculpted over millions of years. Inland, rolling vineyards stretch across valleys where winemaking traditions date back centuries. In Lisbon, colorful trams climb steep cobbled streets past tiled buildings that glow under the afternoon sun. Every neighborhood feels like a living museum, blending centuries of history with modern creativity. Just outside the capital lies Sintra, where fairy tale palaces rise through mist-covered hills, creating one of Europe's most magical landscapes. Farther south, the Algarve reveals golden beaches framed by towering limestone cliffs and sea caves carved by the ocean. Some of these hidden coves can only be reached by boat, making them feel like secret worlds waiting to be discovered. Portugal also offers one of Europe's oldest wine regions, the Douro Valley, where terraced vineyards follow the curves of the Douro River. Watching the sunset here is an experience that feels almost timeless. And yet, this is only the beginning of our journey. Scattered across the sparkling Aegean and Ionian seas are more than 6,000 Greek islands, although only a small fraction are inhabited. Together, they form one of the world's most iconic destinations. Santorini is famous for its whitewashed buildings perched atop volcanic cliffs, overlooking a flooded caldera created by one of history's largest volcanic eruptions. Every evening, crowds gather to watch the sun disappear into the sea, turning the sky into shades of orange, pink, and purple. But Greece offers much more than postcard-perfect islands. Athens is home to the Acropolis, where the Parthenon has overlooked the city for nearly 2,500 years. Walking through these ruins is like stepping into the birthplace of democracy and Western philosophy. On the mainland, Meteora presents an entirely different world. Massive stone pillars rise dramatically from the earth, topped by monasteries built hundreds of meters above the valley floor. It's difficult to imagine how these structures were ever constructed. Yet somehow, the next destination feels even more surreal. Japan is a country where ancient traditions and futuristic innovation exist side by side in perfect harmony. Tokyo dazzles with endless skyscrapers, glowing neon lights, and some of the busiest intersections on Earth. Just a short train ride away, peaceful temples surrounded by gardens remind visitors that centuries-old customs remain deeply woven into everyday life. Each spring, cherry blossom trees transform parks across the country into oceans of delicate pink petals. For only a brief period each year, millions gather beneath the blossoms to celebrate a tradition known as Hanami. Further west, Kyoto preserves hundreds of historic temples, bamboo forests, and traditional wooden streets where time appears to stand still. In winter, the mountains of Hokkaido become famous for deep powder snow, while farther south, tropical beaches offer a completely different side of the country. Perhaps nowhere else demonstrates the balance between history and innovation quite like Japan. But the next country showcases nature on an entirely different scale. Separated from most of the world by thousands of kilometers of ocean, New Zealand feels like one of Earth's last great wildernesses. Towering mountains rise above turquoise lakes so clear they reflect the sky like mirrors. Dense rainforests hide waterfalls, while glaciers slowly carve through ancient valleys before ending near the sea. The South Island's Fiordland National Park contains Milford Sound, where sheer cliffs rise dramatically from dark waters as waterfalls cascade from impossible heights. Even on rainy days, the landscape becomes even more spectacular as temporary waterfalls appear across nearly every mountainside. Meanwhile, the North Island features geothermal wonders, where steaming vents, bubbling mud pools, and colorful mineral terraces reveal the incredible forces beneath Earth's surface. New Zealand's unique isolation also allowed remarkable wildlife to evolve, including the kiwi, a flightless bird found nowhere else in the wild. But if you think these landscapes seem extraordinary, wait until you see what comes next. Italy is a country where nearly every region tells a different story. Rome alone contains layers of history spanning more than 2,000 years. Ancient ruins stand alongside Renaissance masterpieces and lively modern streets, creating one of the world's richest cultural landscapes. Venice seems to float upon the water, its canals replacing roads and gondolas gliding beneath centuries-old bridges. Florence became the birthplace of the Renaissance, forever changing art, science, and architecture across Europe. Farther south, the Amalfi Coast winds along dramatic cliffs overlooking the Mediterranean, while Tuscany offers rolling hills covered with vineyards, olive groves, and medieval villages. Italy's influence extends far beyond its borders through its cuisine, fashion, architecture, and artistic achievements. Every city feels like a chapter in human civilization. But our next destination is shaped not by history, but by incredible wildlife. South Africa is one of the few places where vibrant cities and untouched wilderness exist within a single journey. Cape Town sits beneath the towering cliffs of Table Mountain, where panoramic views stretch across the Atlantic Ocean and the rugged Cape Peninsula. Just beyond the cities lies one of Africa's greatest wildlife experiences. Kruger National Park spans nearly 20,000 square kilometers, providing habitat for lions, elephants, leopards, rhinos, and buffalo, the famous Big Five. Watching elephants cross a dusty road at sunrise or hearing distant lions after sunset reminds visitors that nature still rules here. Along the southern coastline, whales migrate close to shore during certain times of the year, while dramatic cliffs meet powerful ocean waves in breathtaking fashion. Yet another country offers wildlife unlike anywhere else on Earth. Australia is both the world's smallest continent and one of its largest countries, filled with landscapes unlike anywhere else. The Great Barrier Reef stretches for more than 2,020 miles, making it the largest coral reef system on the planet. Beneath the surface lives an astonishing diversity of marine life, from colorful coral gardens to sea turtles and reef sharks. Far inland, the red sandstone monolith known as Uluru rises dramatically from the desert. Sacred to the Anangu people for thousands of years, it changes color throughout the day as sunlight shifts across its surface. Australia's wildlife is equally extraordinary. Kangaroos, koalas, wombats, and platypuses evolved in isolation, creating one of Earth's most distinctive ecosystems. But the next destination proves that beauty can also thrive in the harshest environments. Iceland feels like another planet. Volcanoes, glaciers, black sand beaches, lava fields, geysers, and massive waterfalls all exist within a relatively small island shaped by powerful geological forces. At Thingvellir National Park, visitors can literally walk between the North American and Eurasian tectonic plates. During winter, dark skies often erupt into dancing green curtains of the northern lights, one of nature's most spectacular displays. In summer, the midnight sun barely sets, allowing travelers to explore almost around the clock. Every road seems to reveal another waterfall, another glacier, or another volcanic crater waiting beyond the horizon. But our final two countries take natural beauty to an even higher level. Switzerland is the definition of alpine perfection. Snow-covered peaks rise above emerald valleys where traditional villages sit beside crystal clear lakes. Scenic railways weave through mountain passes, offering some of the most breathtaking train journeys anywhere in the world. The Matterhorn's distinctive pyramid shape has become one of Earth's most recognizable mountains, while places like Lauterbrunnen Valley feature towering cliffs with dozens of waterfalls plunging into green meadows below. Every season transforms Switzerland into something entirely different, from vibrant summer hiking trails to world-famous winter ski resorts. Yet even this incredible country isn't our number one. Norway earns the top position because few places combine dramatic landscapes with untouched wilderness on such an immense scale. Its legendary fjords were carved by glaciers during the last ice age, creating narrow waterways surrounded by towering cliffs that rise directly from the sea. Roads twist through mountain passes, waterfalls plunge hundreds of meters, and tiny villages cling to the edges of the fjords as if suspended between land and water. In the Arctic North, the northern lights illuminate winter skies with waves of green, purple, and red. During summer, the midnight sun keeps daylight shining for weeks, creating experiences found in very few places on Earth. Norway reminds us that nature doesn't need to be exaggerated to inspire awe. Sometimes reality is more spectacular than imagination itself. The truth is, there is no single perfect destination. Every country on this list offers something unique, whether it's ancient history, extraordinary wildlife, breathtaking landscapes, or unforgettable culture. The greatest journeys aren't measured by how far you travel, but by how deeply a place changes the way you see the world. So, which country would you visit first? Let us know in the comments below.